Hello, happy Wednesday. I am back. I took a week off. I was really sick and had a triathlon last Saturday, so I needed to make sure I was all rested up. And I did really well. I didn't stop once on the run or dismount my bike once, even on those gnarly hills, because we've been working on endurance. It works, and I am living proof. And consistency is key because I had a really hard time getting back into it yesterday. Obviously, we're starting on Wednesday. Okay, so we will need a mat today for sure. A lot of mat work. So if you have something, maybe a rolled up sweatshirt to protect those knees, or a rolled up towel, something. We have the option to use a chair, and we can always add in a little bit of weight if we want. We're gonna start 30 seconds with sweeping good mornings. So instead of taking our hands behind our heads, we're gonna reach up nice and tall, and as we hang over, sweeping the ground and then coming right back up. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Slight bend in those knees, shooting that booty back. We're halfway through. We got about one more. Making it deep, the best one. All right, we're gonna take it down on the mat for tabletop torso rotations. So, go that way, go that way. In that tabletop position, our hands are directly under those shoulders, our knees are directly under, I hate this thing. All right, our knees are directly under those hips. And we are just going to open up that side. Big inhale and then coming back down. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. Alternating sides. Did I say that? I'm not sure. Trying to get a little deeper each time. We're halfway. Activating that core to keep us in that tabletop. 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got arch up to W pull, so we're dropping it down to that belly. And we can keep our feet on the ground, so my feet are just planted in the ground, but my arms are coming out straight, arching up, Wing back, forward, and then back down. 30 seconds here. Big inhale as we reach up. 3, 2, 1. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're halfway. Thinking length with that neck, not so much curling up. So not this, but that. Lifting that chest up off the ground. Last one. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're taking it to those 90-90 swivels. So those feet are coming out wider than hips distance. A little bit right here. All right, so we want to be able to find that 90 degrees and 90 degrees. Oh, that's a lot of pollen, huh? All right, and then we're gonna come all the way up. So just doing this rotation. If we need to have those hands down on the mat, but we're here for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I really don't know where all that pollen came from. I don't know if you can see it. Oh. Halfway. If we aren't using those hands, we might need to adjust ourselves as that booty shoots forward. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and last one, down dog to cobra. 30 seconds here. Kicking back into that booty high. And then coming straight down and lifting up. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Ooh, we get lovely construction noises from my neighbors. Beautiful. get into the workout. 30 seconds each, twice through. First up is in and out squats, so we're gonna move that mat to the side. It's just pollen season, I guess, huh? Okay. That's what 1 week off gets you. In and out squats. Okay, so we can either step it out or walk it out. But we're doing one squat. So if these hurt our knees, we will still have those feet wider than a hip's distance and feet pointing out a little bit. And then we're gonna take it to wider. Or we can jump it out. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. And if this is too much, we could always just come in here, step out, squat, back in. Oh wait, we're halfway. Five more seconds, making sure the weight's in those heels. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back to the mat now. Heavy mat work today. And first up is that bolt hold with twist. So coming onto those booties, the rest will follow. Okay, boat pose. The important part is getting that nice hinge in that body. What we do with our legs depends if we can keep that nice hinge in that body, that nice straight back. So if we find ourselves being able to pick up our legs, but we're really rounding through that body, let's just set them back down. All right, we're gonna take those arms out straight, exhale and open, exhale and open. If we are floating those legs, making sure they're not wagging back and forth. If we wanna add some weight in those hands, we can, but keeping that form. All right, 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds. Straight arms makes it harder. Halfway. Checking in on that form, are we rounding through that spine? Three, 2, 1. Okay. Now we got tricep dips. So 30 seconds, we're just gonna lift those booties off the ground, or we can keep them right where they are. And we really just wanna bend into that tricep. So those hands are nice and close to those hips. Those hands are facing forward. If we want to add that booty, we're still going to just bend through those triceps. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Halfway. Ooh, it burns. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we got in and out push-up. So flipping it over. In one push-up, our hands are in a little bit, but our elbows are still going back at about 45 degrees. We never want to come down like this. And then we're gonna take them out wider, and same thing. Back in, and same thing. If we can hop it out, let's do that. All right, 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. And we could be on those knees or on those feet. Hopefully you can still hear me over construction. It's fine, Steve. It's fine. We've only been doing it for over a week. Three, 2, 1. All right, we got bridge walkouts onto those backs. 30 seconds. Setting ourselves up by, woo, we should be able to touch our heels with our middle fingers. And then we're going to come up into that bridge position and step out, step out, step in, step in, keeping those hips high the whole time. If you want to add those weights, we can, but 30 seconds here in 3, 2, 1. We're targeting the hamstrings on this one, that muscle behind your leg that if you ever run feels tight. Usually. 3, 2, 1. All right, now we got those wall sit with heel raises. So we're gonna find a wall. I forgot to mention that. We need a wall. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna use this. It's sturdy enough for me. So we're gonna come into that wall sit position where it's not sturdy enough for me. I lied. I think this will do. Okay. So we're in that wall sit position where our knees are directly over those heels. So we're not kicking those legs out and lounging, right? We're taking that step in and exercising. All right, once here, we're gonna come into those heel raises. Okay, I got it. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Just coming up onto those toes and lowering them back down. Inhale up, exhale down, or just breathe. We're halfway. Woo! Feeling that shake. 3, 2, 1. If that doesn't work too, we can always do alternating. One up, one down, one up, one up. You know what alternating means. Okay, back to the top with those in and out squats. Quick water break. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Remember, we can always step it out. Stepping jump combo. Hurts my brain. All right, 3, 2, 1. Belt hold with twist. Down onto that mat. 30 seconds here. Picking your level of heart. It might just be here. 3, 2, 1. It might be with some weights in those hands. Halfway. Woo. Three, 2, 1. Tricep dips. Bringing those hands behind those hips. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Lifting those booties up if we can, but still just bending through those arms. That body stays exactly where it is. We're just tapping that booty down and bringing it right back up. But that is putting body weight behind those triceps, so these are just as fine. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got in and out push-ups. Flipping it over on those knees or on those feet. One in, one out, stepping it out or jumping it out. 3, 2, 1. Halfway. Checking in on that form, making sure that body's staying like a plank, that butt isn't coming up. That's not a push-up. 3, 2, 1. All right. We've got bridge walkout. On that note, it is better to do less of depth and more better form than it is to do bad form and more depth. All right, bridge walkouts. Coming into that bridge position. Eee, it's gonna burn my eyes. Making sure we can touch those heels. I'll go this way, how about that? Boom. All right, we should be able to touch those heels with those feet. 3, 2, 1. Nope, hands is what I meant. Middle fingers, keeping that hip area nice and high. Work those hamstrings. All right, halfway. Three, two, one. All right. Wall sit, heel raises. Last set here. Just 3 planks and we're done. Okay. Finding that nice wall sit. And then checking to make sure those ankles are under those knees. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. We can always add that weight to the chest if we want. But we're just coming up onto those toes. And lowering back down. You could do this one while watching TV at night. Or halfway. We're almost there. Don't stop. I know it burns. 3, 2, 1. Especially my back because I don't have a wall. Okay, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds of rest for plank stuff. And we're done. So first up, we're gonna do plank hip dips. So we can come onto those forearms if our wrists are hurting us. For 20 seconds, we're just gonna bring those hips down and down, kind of drawing a rainbow with those hips. All right, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and then the second time through. Making sure those arms, no matter if we're on the forearms or our hands, are under those shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Just focusing on that breathing, trying to slow it down. Slight bend in those knees. 3, 2, 1, 10-second rest, and we go again. All right, 10 seconds is quick. We go in 3, 2, 1. Last 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. All right. In 10 seconds, we're gonna go into those plank seesaws so we can be on those hands, but we're just rocking forward and back. So coming up onto the ball toes and then back. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. 3, 2, 1. And we can also be on the forearms for those. We're just seesawing that body. Inhale forward, exhale back. Or just focus on that breathing. 3, 2, 1. 10-second rest. They go quick though. Figure out what you want to do for your second round on those hands, on those forearms. 3, 2, 1. Everywhere. I guess that's the point. Halfway. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last up, we have those plank leg raises. So not moving those arms. We're just lifting those legs behind us. Think about squeezing that glute. We can be on those hands or those forearms, but we're just alternating one leg at a time. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, twice through, and we're done. Woo! Okay. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze that glute. Those wrists are directly under that shoulder. We can even take a little Pilates stance, heels together, toes out. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds of rest in our last day. 3, 2, 1. Last round, best round. Stick with it. We only have 10 seconds left of your workout today. I'm kicking things. Three, two, one. Woo, amazing work. You just did a 1:20 plank by breaking it up with those 10-second rests in between. Impressive. Okay, we'll stretch it out. So bringing one leg out straight, we're gonna hug that opposite leg into our body. Just putting it in the nook of our arm, elbow. Sitting up nice and tall, big inhale. And if we wanna exhale and look away from that knee, get a little deeper in that twist. All right, great job today. I'm really proud of myself with my triathlon because I've been building that endurance, so I didn't stop once to dismount the bike or on the run, and those hills are gnarly. So endurance works. All right, bringing those feet together, sitting up nice and tall, squeezing those legs in. And then we'll slide them out a little bit and then fold over and hit the back of those hips. All right, now we'll come into child's pose. So feet together, hip, knees nice and wide, bring ourselves down to that position. Catching our breath here. And then we'll thread that needle, bringing the ear to the mat. And then we'll take it up and over to the other side. Staying in that position, big inhale to come up and over. I gotta wrap this up because the construction's loud and the mat is hot. All right, bringing those hands forward once again, flipping those palms. You can bring it into prayer pose over that head or just staying right here. If we need it deeper, we can walk those elbows out. All right, planting those hands down, coming into that down dog position. We'll walk out those heels. And then slide bend the knees, take that gaze forward as we walk those feet to those hands, forward fold. Letting that head hang heavy. Grabbing onto those opposite elbows, we'll sway that upper body back and forth, slight bend in those knees. And then we'll roll up one vertebra at a time. Big inhale when we get to the top. I'm gonna put one more workout out today, so look out for it. See you soon. Bye.